That finding surprised me. I think that the figures themselves anyway are the tip of the iceberg, and my take on it is that it's very hard to get support when you're in this situation. There is a lot of support out there, but the resources third sector organisations, like local ones such as NIDAS or national ones like Women's Aid, are reduced because of the higher number of calls that we've had across COVID time. So the calls that we're getting at third sector support organisations don't match the police data that has come out of this report, first of all. Secondly, to try and get a refuge bed now is incredibly difficult. Domestic abuse has a massive impact on an individual and a family. So sometimes even when you've been getting support, so I had support from NIDAS for 5 years and then from the Angelou Centre. And even when you're getting that support, what I was trying to say in my blog was the impact is so widespread that almost you fall through the gaps, and that happens for victims a lot. It's massive, the effect of COVID on domestic abuse victims, because if they were being controlled before COVID, that's one thing, but in COVID it's a lot easier to know where people are, to track them, to not have them get access to their family and friends. And there's still a lag from that. We're still used to being in our homes, and when we're told be safe, stay at home, but our home isn't safe, then that brings up a lot of complexity for people. After COVID, after the pandemic, there was a huge increase in calls, but less resources available to victims. And my concern is that people are more isolated after COVID and aren't necessarily reaching out for support from the police. I said in the blog, it's taken 9 years to feel normal. I feel like I'm myself again. So if I would like to normalise talking about it, which is great to be here, to be able to talk about it, but also more funding going that way.